Howdy crew, today I'll be doing the unboxing of the Dewalt XR 4.5 to 5 inch angle grinder. Let's get to it. So I've been going with Dewalt for multiple tools, as y'all have seen, and not every tool is going to be Dewalt, but I do want a lot of the hand tools to be Dewalt, so that way I can interchange batteries. I've run engine drives for many years now with cords going to them, and that's fine and dandy. Whatever company I was working for at the time was doing that, and I've worked for a bunch of different companies with their engine drives and cords everywhere, and I don't want to have to deal with that on different sites. So that is why I'm going with the battery powered ones. So I'm gonna go and open this critter up. All right. Let's see what we got here. How about that? It's all ready in its little bag. That's a nice little bag. A lot of little welding shops will carry this. When I mean little, I mean just most. Any welding shop will carry some bags like this to carry little welding tools in, and this seems to be about the same quality, so it doesn't seem too thin, but it's not extra thick. So I do like that, to where you can wrap up the grinder. It's not just gonna be sitting in a toolbox, not just gonna be sitting in any area. You can put it in here to where it's not gonna get all beat up. I do like taking care of my tools as much as possible. So let's go to open this up. We have user manuals, safety guides. Who reads those? Got little box. I was hoping for a little box. And what else we got? This, we got our little charging port. Let's see. I'm assuming that's gonna be the battery. Got a little angle grinder here, an Allen wrench, and handle guard. Now, for a lot of the welders you'll see on whether it be TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, you won't see them using the handle guard. A lot of companies, it's policy they have to use it, and they still don't use it. I like using it because I've had close calls myself, as well as seen other people darn near take their fingers off because they don't use this or they don't have the guard on. So very seldom do I take this off, only if I'm trying to fit in a very tight spot, and I never have the guard off. I will move the guard to however I need it, but I do want to mention that I do use these safety features because I've gotten nicks and stuff from kickbacks, whether I'm using a grinding wheel, flapper, or a cutoff wheel, and I've seen some guys where they've taken off good chunks of several fingers and their fingers were very limp. So I don't want to do that. I've seen it in person where I've been right there, right next to them when it happened, and no, I don't have the need to lose fingers. I've had to take guys to the ER and to different stations and stuff for the on-site nurse to go and start patching them up, and just no more of that. Yeah, I've had enough close calls. I don't need anything like that. So all right, and is it a pack of chiclets? No, it says do not eat. I don't know who thinks they're gonna get a pack of chiclets in this, but they do have to put that on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this. I do have the paddle. The reason I'm doing the paddle is because I've had the switch ones, and when they get older, the switch sticks. Not of DeWalt, it was just other grinders that I've used. When they get older and you flip the switch forward, whether it be on the top or on the bottom, it seems that the switch sticks. And it's almost like a dead man brake, to where when you have this and you let go, you can't just let it stick. Once you let go, it stops. And I do really like that. I've always liked the paddle ones compared to a little switch, and I actually like this one. I'm used to one that flips forward and then press, which is kind of awkward. So I do like this, that this goes backwards and down. And I can get a close-up of this in just a moment, but we're gonna go ahead and break down the rest of this as well. So we have that, we have a little charger here, we have our little handle guard, and we have our battery. So, not a bad sized battery, not bad at all. I've seen some where they're chunkier. There's some that are smaller, but this is the 20 volt 8 amp. There is a 5 amp one, I believe, but I want as much juice as possible. I will be picking up more of these in the future, not immediately, but I will be picking up more of these. I'm not sure which other tools I'll be getting that are gonna be Dewalt, but I think I'm gonna get a drill and some other things, but those are gonna be a little bit later down the line. Main thing is angle grinder. And again, for the batteries, some folks will say, well, how are you gonna charge? Are you gonna charge when you get home, whatnot? What I'm actually gonna do when I'm not using it, I'm gonna charge it with the engine drive. So when I'm welding, I'm not using this, just plug it in and have it charging. Obviously not in an area where it's right next to the street, so I'm gonna take it, but whenever I can, I'll have it charging in this critter and just charge up that way. That way there's no cords, none of that stuff, but I do want to get some more batteries so I can just change them out, and then whenever it's most convenient to charge, that will be the optimal time to do so. And let's see here. I think there was some other notable things. Obviously, if you have battery stuff, it can go booms, it can explode, we all know that. So part of their most powerful line of 20 volt max angle grinders. They did have another angle grinder, but it just wasn't as strong as this one. Apparently the XR line is the stronger line, that's why I did go with this. And that's pretty much it. It has no load speed of 9,000 RPM, electric brake. So that's all good stuff. And I do like the electric brakes on multiple things. If y'all ever have some of the different things that spin, they have the electric brakes. So if you have like a chop saw, anything like that, electric brake, I really enjoy those. So that way you don't have to worry about it keep spinning. And if you're moving stuff around, you have to wait for it to stop spinning. Or if you're worried about someone else coming up to your area, you don't have to stand there and wait for something to stop spinning. Same thing with this. When I'm done with it, I want to be able to let go and stop. A lot of tools that I'm used to with electric brake, they're rated for 3 seconds, so within 3 seconds they have to stop. I'll be right back. Alrighty, so sorry about that. I do live in Los Angeles, so there's a lot of stuff happening around about, especially around my house. There's just a lot going on, a lot of noise, so I do apologize. But going over this critter, the ones I'm used to, they actually flip up, which is a pain. I do like this one where it slides down and you press in. So you just slide your hand down and you press in. So I do really like that. Of course, we got all of our critters on here. And if y'all don't know how to use these, I highly recommend that you read the manual, because a lot of my students and a lot of my punks have no clue how to use these. And so I do really recommend that y'all know how to use these. I've seen a lot of these backwards and it's not safe. It's really not. So just want to mention that. We have our little charger right here. And I'm gonna take our little twisty tie off and make sure this critter works. All right, I do have my extension cord. And let's get this critter slid on in. There we go. It makes noise, it makes light, it works. That's the way that goes. So when it's blinking, stage 1 charging, stage 2 charging is that, pack charge, hot or cold to light. All right, so it's nice that's right there. You don't have to look it up in the manual, especially since it doesn't have a percentage or anything like that to where it's a bar going across or little dots. It is nice that they do have that right up front. I do appreciate that. So I will keep you all updated on how this works. The battery is fully done charging. I had to leave it for a bit, so I don't know exactly how long it took, but I was gone for several hours. So as we can see, if y'all didn't see the bag earlier, that's what it looks like. Not super thick, but not super thin. There's been much thinner that I've seen, but I've also seen thicker, obviously, than this. But it's not too bad, so if you have a wheel or two, you can put it in there without half of it being inside the bag. So I'm probably gonna keep the grinder in that while in the toolbox in the rig. It does come with an Allen wrench, as you all saw earlier. So you tighten it up right here while depressing the little button. I do have a pearl grinding wheel on, and it's actually a very, very neat little, I forgot what this little piece is called, but whatever this piece is that you tighten, it's just whatever it is, you tighten it. It's very nice because it has these little clips in there and it lines it up. I just think it's really cool. No more of that wonky side to side. It is a little bit of a bummer that these two are separate, but it is what it is. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. I like it so far, but I think there is room for me to dislike it. And I'll go into that some other time. So far, everything's feeling pretty good. Once you have the grinding wheel in here, it does feel very heavy on this end, lighter on this end. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, just giving honest opinions right now. But since it is fully done charging, bring it on out. That's what the battery looks like. So it is the 20 volt 8 amp. Let's go ahead and plug this critter on in. Nice click. I do like it when the batteries do a nice click, so it's nice and solid, it's not wiggling all around. Very little give, but that's fine. So, let's give it a whirl. Not too shabby. Still having to get used to this because I'm used to ones that flip up that I couldn't stand, but I'm used to them. So I do really like this where it flips downward. So I like it, I like it. I'm really enjoying it. I think there's a couple room for things for me to dislike. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping I will continue to enjoy them, but obviously I'll keep y'all updated on that as I go. But that is it for the Dewalt XR 4.5 inch to 5 inch angle grinder. I'd say it's a good one. It's not the best that I've held. Obviously the other ones I'm talking about are corded, but I'd say it's pretty darn good. I'm very happy with it, and I think I'll continue to enjoy this. Also, one thing I do want to mention now I'm thinking about it, the Allen wrench, I'm sure this is standard size. I don't know, I haven't measured it, but instead of finding some random tool that has the teeth on both ends to where it fits perfectly, you can just go and get this Allen wrench at some surplus tool store where it's just a bunch of random Allen wrenches. You find out which size you need and you go buy that particular one for pennies on the dollar. So I do like that, thinking about it now. So I will keep y'all updated on how I'm like this, especially once it gets out in the field. But I'd say it's pretty darn good, and I assume there's a little light that's supposed to shine there. I don't know, I'll figure that out. Remember, read all the instructions when you get these tools, follow safety procedures. Please don't operate without handle guard or the guard itself. It's just not safe. I've seen guys almost lose their fingers. I've not seen someone lose their finger completely, but I have seen very, very close to that. And I've had little nicks and stuff from doing it myself. So again, don't do that. I know we all get in a rush. We want to get the site going, get things done, make the money, go home. Especially when you're tired, it's a lot easier to do that, but just don't. I know everyone says, well, it's very easy to say that, and I know I've made the mistakes before, so don't worry, I've done it too. But yeah, just be safe and leave with all your digits. It's very important. So I do enjoy it, and I'm hoping I'll continue to enjoy it. See y'all in the next video.